Have you ever noticed that the moment a mother stands up to leave the room, her baby immediately starts crawling after her or bursts into tears? At first, it looks like simple clinginess. But what if your baby isn't being needy at all? What if their brain is reacting exactly the way millions of years of human evolution designed it to? The real reason babies follow their mothers everywhere has almost nothing to do with bad habits and everything to do with survival. And once you understand what's happening inside your baby's brain, you'll never see this behavior the same way again.
Human babies are born more helpless than almost any other mammal. They can't walk away from danger, find food, or protect themselves. From the very beginning of life, their survival depends almost entirely on one person. That's why a baby's brain is constantly asking a silent question. Is my mother still close? When the answer is yes, the baby's body relaxes. Their heartbeat stays calm, stress remains low, and they feel safe enough to explore the world around them. But the moment that familiar face disappears,
But not every baby experiences separation in exactly the same way. Some babies glance at the door, pause for a moment, and continue playing. Others immediately crawl after their mother, cry intensely, or refuse to calm down until she returns. The difference isn't love. And it isn't because one baby is spoiled while another is independent. Developmental psychologists believe it comes down to something called attachment security. A baby's early experiences quietly teach their brain one important lesson. When I need my caregiver, will they come back? And that single expectation can completely change how a baby reacts to separation. But how does a baby's brain learn something so important before they can even speak?
Researchers have discovered something fascinating. Long before babies understand language, they begin building expectations about the people who care for them. Every time a mother returns after leaving the room, comforts her baby after crying, or responds with warmth, the brain quietly stores that experience. Over time, those moments become a prediction. When my mother leaves, she comes back. This prediction becomes the foundation of secure attachment. But if those experiences are inconsistent, the baby's brain becomes much less certain, and uncertainty always makes separation feel much bigger than it really is. Which raises another surprising question. Can following their mother everywhere actually be a sign of healthy development? Now, here's the part that surprises most parents. Following their mother isn't always a sign that something is wrong. In fact, around 8 to 18 months of age, many babies naturally become much more attached to their primary caregiver. Psychologists call this separation anxiety, but the name can be misleading. It isn't a disorder, it isn't a parenting mistake, and it certainly isn't a sign that your baby is becoming spoiled. It's actually evidence that your baby's memory, emotional awareness, and attachment system are developing exactly as nature intended. For the first time, they understand that their mother can leave, but they still don't understand when she'll come back. And that uncertainty changes everything. But if this behavior is completely normal, why do some children? The answer often depends on what happens after the mother returns. Imagine two babies. Both cry when their mother leaves the room. But when she comes back, One baby is immediately comforted with a warm smile, gentle touch, and reassuring voice. The other is ignored, rushed, or told to get used to it. To adults, those moments may seem small, but to a baby's brain, they become powerful emotional lessons. With every loving response, the brain slowly learns. Even when she leaves, I will be safe. And once that belief becomes stronger,
One of the biggest parenting myths is that responding too quickly will make a baby dependent. But decades of attachment research have found the opposite. Babies who consistently experience comfort and emotional safety often become more confident as they grow. Why? Because confidence doesn't come from facing fear alone. It comes from knowing that someone will be there when fear appears. A secure child explores the world not because they never feel afraid, but because they trust they can always return to safety. That invisible trust becomes the foundation for independence.
years from now, your child probably won't remember crawling after you from room to room, but their brain will remember something far more important. It will remember whether the world felt safe, whether someone came back when they were afraid, whether their emotions were accepted instead of ignored. Those early experiences quietly shape the way they trust other people, build relationships, and even raise their own children one day. So the next time your baby follows you from one room to another, don't just see a child who refuses to let go. See a tiny human whose brain has chosen you as their safest place in the world. And there is no stronger compliment than that. If this documentary helped you understand your baby's behavior in a new way, subscribe to